Good evening. I'm Prasad and this is KiniNews. Like Woody and Buzz Lightyear from Toy Story, Dr Mahathir Mohamad can now sing "You've Got a Friend in Me" to Hadi Awang as the past leader comes on board to support the Malay people's proclamation.
Several past leaders have signed Dr Mahathir Mohamad's Malay People's Proclamation. It is a document urging Malays to unite to save their race.
Proklamasi Orang Melayu yang dicetuskan oleh Tun Dr Mahathir ini dikatakan oleh pemimpin-pemimpin kerajaan sebagai bersifat perkauman. Adakah benar itu bagi pandangan Ayah Cik?
Saya rasa tak betul. Masa kita dah merentah selepas merdeka dah puluh-puluh tahun. Kita tak pinggirkan permenit kaum lain. Kita terima hakikat yang ada tu. Tapi mesti menerima realiti. Malaysia ni kaum asal dan dominasi ialah orang Melayu.
Ayah Cik menyokong proklamasi Orang Melayu?
Ya. Kita sokong.
A photograph posted online showed past President Abdul Hadi Awang signing the document. However, it is uncertain when the signing took place. Mahathir's aide Abu Bakar Yahya said several top past leaders led by Hadi signed the proclamation in front of Mahathir. The Malay People's Proclamation is a 12-point document which claims that Malays never controlled the economy and have lost political control. It goes on to state that the Malay race has to be revived and saved by uniting Malays by putting aside their political differences. Mahathir had intended to launch the document at a hotel, but the venue owners cancelled their booking. The government was blamed for the cancellation of the event. Later, Mahathir took his campaign online, urging supporters to sign a Google document to show support instead.
Look out for a statement from your bank telling you how much your new monthly loan repayment rate is going to be, because Bank Negara has decided to raise its OPR rate.
In a surprise move, Bank Negara Malaysia has raised its benchmark interest rate. The overnight policy rate was raised by 25 basis points to 3%. The central bank set the ceiling and floor rates of the corridor of the OPR are correspondingly increased to 3.25% and 2.75% respectively. This comes just 2 days after DAP has urged Bank Negara not to raise interest rates. In a statement in conjunction with International Workers' Day, Party Chairperson Lim Guan Eng said raising borrowing costs will reduce the disposable income of workers. Lim said the only beneficiary of increasing interest rates would be banks, as it will help increase their interest margins and profits. Bank Negara has raised the OPR several times over the past year to keep up with similar rate increases in the US.
It's the World Press Freedom Day and some good news. Malaysia has scored its highest rank ever in the Press Freedom Rankings this year. Malaysia has ranked 73 on the Reporters Without Borders 2023 World Press Freedom Rankings. This is the highest rank ever attained by Malaysia. The previous record was set in 2020 when Malaysia was ranked 101 out of 180 countries. Malaysia has topped the rankings among ASEAN countries 2 years in a row. Notably, Timor-Leste, which is pending entry into ASEAN, ranked 10, even better than New Zealand and Australia. The rankings were revealed ahead of the official launch at 9 p.m. Malaysian time by the US Secretary of State Antony Blinken. RSF is an international organization based in Paris which provides safety resources to journalists. It also conducts research on the state of press freedom around the world. The 2023 World Press Freedom Index is officially launched on May 3rd in conjunction with the United Nations recognized World Press Freedom Day. A jail sentence of 12 years, that's what the founder of Ruma Bunda will be facing after she was found guilty of neglect and abuse this morning.
Siti Bainun Razali, the founder of Ruma Bunda, has been convicted on 2 counts of neglecting and abusing a teen known as Bella. The Sessions Court in Kuala Lumpur this morning delivered the verdict in the case involving the abuse of the 13-year-old girl with Down syndrome. Trial Judge Izralizam Sanusi is expected to pass a sentence after hearing submissions from the defense team and prosecution over whether the accused deserved a lesser or harsher penalty. In reading out his judgment, Israelism ruled that the testimonies by Siti Bainun and other defense witnesses were mere hearsay. This is especially over the allegation that Bella's injuries were caused by a purported accidental exposure to drenched hot water rather than abuse. The judge noted that evidence in court showed that the injuries on Bella were older than the purported accidental exposure to hot water in May 2021. The judge said this shows that the incident with hot water never happened.
The MACC, which is exempt from the EAIC Act, may be moved under its purview as the government wishes to see a truly independent body.
MACC could be placed under the Enforcement Agency Integrity Commission's purview. The move could potentially be a part of the government's efforts to improve integrity in enforcement agencies. De facto Law Minister Azalina Othman Syed yesterday announced the matter was discussed at the first meeting of a pro tem committee formed to review the EAIC's functions. She said the government is committed to creating a truly independent body with effective and efficient disciplinary control powers. Azalina said the pro tem committee would also examine several proposed amendments to the EAIC Act 2009 to strengthen the body. There are currently 21 enforcement agencies under the purview of the EAIC. The MACC was granted an exemption under subsection 1 bracket 5 of the EAIC Act 2009.
The Malaysian government is expecting to reach 80% 5G coverage this year, and with that comes changes to Digital Nasional Berhad's role. The government today announced that it will end Digital Nasional Berhad's monopoly over 5G once the rollout hits 80% coverage later this year. This will end DNB's role as the sole implementer of the country's 5G network as it moves to a dual network model. Communications and Digital Minister Fahmi Fadzal said the switch to a dual network system will be guided with terms in line with global practices.
This administration is confident in the belief that we can reach 80% by end of this year. At this material time, the rollout of the 5G network has reached 57.8%. Which is an increase over the last stated figure of 54.7% at the end of February.
Meanwhile, Fahmi also stressed that Malaysia is a sovereign country and its government has every right to make decisions best for the country. This was in response to warnings sounded by the European Union and the US over the potential role of China's Huawei in Malaysia's rollout of its 5G network. And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTV.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you'd like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. I'm Prasad. Thank you for watching.